Hey all, I just wanted to take you through the Catalyst market making bot that I've been working on for the last few months, and just a quick guide to get you started and get you set up. So we're going to start over here on the web page. If you click on Get Catalyst, you come down and you'll find the downloads that you can download. What I will say is that I've been doing all this on Windows, so the Windows version is stable. The Mac and the Linux versions are somewhat not tested fully, so Windows is certainly stable. It's still in the early days, so what I'm looking for is basically people to come and test. So essentially you can click on Windows, it'll download you a .exe file, and you can power forwards there. What you should end up with when you do download is you end up with the risk disclosure at the start here, and that's just essentially to say that these are your funds, and at this stage the bot may do things that you probably don't want it to do. So continue with caution and use small amounts to start with, just to play around and get a feel of the wallet. But essentially you can click on your connect to wallet, and what should happen is it will find your wallet. If you come up with this here, it's because that you haven't set Sage up to talk to the outside world. So if we come across onto Sage over here, if you click on the settings and come across to advanced, you can see that the RPC server stopped. So if you click start, and then I always have it on run on startup anyway, and then it will automatically start, and this way Sage will now be able to talk to the Catalyst app. Okay, once you've gone through, find all your wallets. I've got a lot of wallets. Click on your wallet you want to trade with. What I recommend is having a dedicated Sage wallet, even a dedicated machine if you can. The first step you're going to come to then is whether you want the change address to be applied. This basically means that within Chia wallets often, they do change addresses, so this makes sure that any change that's coming back into the wallet goes back to a single address, which is pretty useful. The next scene is Dexie Splash. This is so that Catalyst can broadcast your offers out into the ethos. So again, if you haven't got this downloaded, on your first run through, it'll download it for you if you want it to. Start the splash, and that will then make sure that your offers that you create will be broadcast out. Next screen is Space Scan. I'd recommend having a look through this, read some of these parts here. It just tells you about how the bot operates and uses Space Scan to verify transactions have happened and they're not kind of failed transactions or cancellations, etc. But I've got an API key which I've put in here. You can put it in there, and then you can continue through. I'd recommend having a look at the builder package. I think it's something like $5 a month. It's well worth doing. First screen you'll come to then is in the dashboard, and again you can see the steps you need to get through before you can start trading. Down the left hand side you've got the dashboard, offers, profit and loss, market intelligence, settings, logs, and data reset. But what we'll do today is we'll just get you through the first stage. So pick your pair. I'm going to pick Monkeyzoo token because hey, why not? And then you click on review settings. Inside here it'll tell you what wallet you're working on. This is your certificate to take you to this is your address to take you to your Sage certificate, so that Sage can kind of sign transactions for you. Coming down then, if you want to change your pair, you can change it. Liquidity modes, two-sided, buy only and sell only. Okay, they're whatever you want to do. You can set your reserves here, so you can see I've got a balance of 148.5 XCH, so I can set a balance of 25%, and this reserves is made sure that nothing will touch it. Okay, so if I set 2 reserves, those 2 coins you end up with are reserves that can't be touched by the bot. Okay, what I recommend to start with is autofill settings using smart settings. So start off with probably a balanced. You can go conservative or aggressive. I'd stick to balanced, and what that will do, once you click that smart settings, it will basically fill all of these different settings that are inside the bot for you, and it'll do that by looking at the current market data and working out. So if we click that now, what will happen is it's analysing the market data via APIs. It'll work out what capital you have, and it'll work out the best kind of setup for your bot. Okay, so you've got lots and lots of settings within this within the Catalyst bot, which we need to kind of go through at a later date in more detail. But this kind of takes some of the thinking away from you, and it will set yourself up with a good stable setting to start you off with. You can then play around with settings to figure out, you know, if you want it to be more aggressive, maybe you want it to move less XCH one side, more if you cat on the other. But as you can see, then it's looked at wallet, it's looked at your wallet, it's looked at Dexie, Tibet, trades. It hasn't looked at your local book because you haven't run anything yet, and it's looked at SpaceGAN, and it's worked out prices, how many fills a day, what the arb gap is between Tibet, and you can read through it yourself. So the top-up pool. The top-up pool is an allocated amount of your budget dedicated for spare coins. As you know, with Chia, you have a UTXO model, so the coins need to be sorted out. So when you have offers taken or received, this kind of top-up pool is there. It will create backup coins so you can easily, quickly, or the bot will automatically create additional buys or sells on your behalf. Safety limits then, again, we'll go through all of this in more detail in another video. Order book, how many buys, how many sells, the base trade, kind of what's in the middle, and you've got the kind of inner, mid, outer and extreme kind of sizes of your trades. You want the kind of more extreme versions or the higher amounts closer to the buy or closer to the sell, depending on what you're doing, and you can reverse that buy ladder up there. The headroom then, that's just so that you've got a bit more of a percentage, so you're not producing the exact amount you want it to. You want a little bit of leeway within the coin sizes to make sure that you've got enough to play around with when offers come in and out and the price of the market changes. And again, you can read through all this yourself. Everything's got its own little help button, so you can look at it. Gives you a coin prep summary, go through the smart pricing. Okay, your guard level here, again, this is to do with toxicity within the market. Okay, and again, we'll go into more detail, but something to be aware of: snipers. These are kind of little probe offers that will go out and test markets when we want it to, and also when you start the bot, it'll test the market to find where the floors are. And take it from there. So once you're happy with all this, and again, you can play with this afterwards, come down to the bottom corner, you can save it if you want to, or click save and continue. It'll now take you onto the coin prep side, where you can prepare your coins. So what it will do, we can clear our offer history, reset the counters, apply and start. Okay, so what it will do now is it will look at your Sage wallet, and if we go back over to the Sage wallet over here, so it's going to now start looking at your coins. It's found how many coins you've got, and it will look, and so here are all the different coins, and what you can see it's doing now is it's pending, and it's made the right correct size large coins for the pools of your inner, outer, extreme tiers, and your sniper pools and your fee pools. And if you go back over to Monkeyzoo token, you can see currently it's sat there with just one coin with all those, with all the amount in. And if you come back to Catalyst, it's now preparing the coins. You can open the logs here, see what it's doing, and now it says it's just started on the cat coin. So if we go back over to Sage, you can now see the Monkeyzoo tokens are now again creating your pools for your different tiers of your order book. Okay, so let's go back over to Catalyst, and again you can watch this, and what will happen is if we go back through, you'll start right at the beginning. It will look through all of your coins, find out what you've got. It will then combine all those coins if needed to make your new pools. it will then go through and, like I say, make all your individual pools ready for it to go. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the video there. This can take, I don't know, up to 5 minutes, because what it needs to do is it needs to take all of your coins, combine them into one coin. It'll then make the tiered pools, and then it'll then split those tiered pools down into your individual offer size coins. So I'll just pause the video here and we'll come back to it shortly. So just to unpause this very briefly, as you can see now, what it's doing is it's splitting your pools into the individual coins that you need to trade with. So if you go over to Sage, you can now see that these are likely to be the small sniper coins, and you can see we've got 10 of 124 coins. So it's building all of these coins for you. And you can see they get slightly bigger, and these are the different size offers you're going to create on either the buy or sell side. And it'll be the same with the Monkeyzoo token. So currently it's just sitting with the pools, and then when the coin prep starts and it starts looking at the let's go back over here. So if you come down, it's now just what it does, it confirms that it's received the coins and it sees them and it manages them on the back end in a database. So the idea is that it tracks every single coin ID and makes sure that when you're creating offers, it'll create the offer ID with the coin ID, so it manages all your coins all the time. So I'll pause again and we'll wait for it to finish and we'll see where we get to. So just to bring you back quickly, as you can see, the preparation's moving along. We can see now that the let's just scroll up here. So the sniper outputs, inner, mid, outer, extreme, they're all now confirmed, and it's now moved on to the token side, which is just now completed. And now we've got, as you can see, coin sizes here ready to go. Not as many coins because the XCH side has got to supply the sniper coins and all your fee coins, which you can tab on or off if you don't want to use fees. So let's go back over to Catalyst. What it finally does then, it just makes sure and confirms that everything's in place, ready for you to roll. So let's just pause and wait for it to finish. Okay, well, it's now about to finish. As you can see on here, it's now confirmed that all of your individual tokens or your coins are ready to roll. It's now just tidying up the spare coins that are lying around, likely to be spare fee coins or anything that's not supposed where it's supposed to be, and then it will pop those spare coins into your kind of top-up pool, and that's used as the bot operates, so that you can so it's got enough coins to, or enough balance to top up as you go. Okay, so once you click done, you come back to here. You can now see you've completed all these and you're ready to start the bot. Okay, so if we click the start the bot, it will disappear there and it'll take you through the dashboard, and as you go through, more and more of this will fill in. It'll gather data, it'll show you the activity of what's happening. So again, it's now looking through what it's doing. If we go over to the logs tab down here, you can see it's done all these things here. It's now sent out some small sniper probes, and if we click over to Dexie, let me just switch over to Dexie and click on the Monkeyzoo token. As you can see here, that's one of your sniper probes. The other one looks like it's been snapped up by an ARB bot. Now that means that it's finding its floor price. Oh no, sorry, there it is, just under the floor price, 1.9% down. Okay, so now it's kind of finding a safe place for your bids to go out, because if you you need to find a safe place before the bet or an ARB bot will snap up your bots or your offers. So let's go back over to Catalyst. Okay, so it's fired off those and it waits for a little period of time to make sure that no bots or anyone's taken those offers because they're mispriced. And what will happen is, once it's happily, it'll then create all your offers, as you can see here, buys and sells, and then it posts them over to Dexie. Okay, so it'll post them to Dexie, and if we go back over to Dexie, so now you can see all these new ones are likely to be all of our offers that we've put up. Okay, and if you have a look, depending on your you reverse the tier ladder, you can see that on the left hand side you've kind of got your smaller offers working up to your bigger offers, and on the buy side you've got your bigger offers going towards your smaller offers. Okay, that can be switched around either side. You might want to be in a buy mode or a sell mode, whatever that is. Back over to Catalyst, you can see it's posted out to Dexie. It's also posted, broadcast them over Dexie Splash, and it's now cycling through. So quick look at the back at the dashboard. Okay, you can see it's now picked up the Tibet information, picked up all your volumes. You've now got 47 active offers out there, your best bid, best size, and the ARB gap is now 0.9%. Okay, going down then, just information, what's happening on this side, kind of the market health in the middle here. Again, you can look at all these little question marks yourselves. The wallet and performance, okay, it tells you kind of how much you've got spendable, what's the current prices are of each token you're using, the current coins you've got, your spare coins, okay, so it works out what spare coins you need so that if offers are taken it can replace them. And again, the toxicity report in the middle here will kick in if you're being arbed or you're being one side of your offers are being taken too much. Quick go down the side here, offers tab, okay, look through it yourself. Okay, you can view these offers on Dexie, so if I click one of these, come over to Dexie, it will show you your offer here. There you go, 30,000 for 3.1. Back over to Catalyst. Okay, so all your offers are in here. You've got buys and sells down here. Look through, and again, it will give you your history. Profit and loss, again, at the minute there won't be a lot in here, but once it starts trading, it will work itself out so that you should be in a balance here of profit and loss. Okay, again, I won't go into too much detail. Market intelligence, again, you know, you can take a look yourself and work out what you've got here on this page, but yeah, everything will fill itself in as you go. Look yourself. Settings, when the bot is running, there's only a limited amount of settings that you can change. Okay, close the gap, again, we can go into that at a later date, but essentially that is, if your offers seem way off the floor price and you want to close that gap, you can click that button and it will take you through, I'll show you, to find the floor, and it will reprice your offers for you. Again, logs, again, you can see here it's now taking you through each cycle. You can run a doctor up here, which will just take a look at the bot, and it will look over everything that's running, let you know if it's healthy or broken. API stats, again, you can click on there. It'll tell you how many kind of calls it's made to do certain APIs within the bot. Debug bundle, that's really handy if you run into problems. To click that button, it'll download kind of everything that's needed for us or me to be able to look at the any problems and sort them out for you. The best way to do that is to go via the website. Let me just go on the website. Hang on, that Sage. Go to the website, and then there's a bug report here, and you can send feedback and bug reports, so that it's easier for us to look at. It doesn't send us any sensitive information, any keys or anything like that. By all means, check yourselves, but it just makes life easier. Data reset, okay, you can reset whatever data you need within there. If you really want to be crazy, go that. Help, okay, there's lots of good guides in here. Recommend looking through those. A little bit about the app, okay, in here, and it should tell you what version you're on, which I'm on a test version at the minute. And that is pretty much the shortest quick run through I can do. I know it's about 20 minutes, but it is what it is. I'll try and make a very quick video just to show you through things, but there you go. If you've got 20 minutes spare, watch that video and have a play around with it. I'd love people to test it out and play around with it. It's very different to what Gene and Trent are working on with their market making bot. They're obviously playing in a different league than I am, but this is purely to try and boost liquidity on Dexie, and in theory it should be a profit making application. you know, if it's set up correctly. Okay, you can see also, just before we go, it gives you some guidance. Okay, again, take these with a pinch of salt at the minute, because I'm still playing around with that, so it's sort of like coming up and saying no fills recently. Well, it's because the market's quiet. But yeah, have a play around with it, report any bugs, and let me know how you get on. And I'll catch you later. And we've got some very good news coming for what I'm supposed to be working on. Catch you later.